Hey, Jesse.
Happy Christmas, Lindsay.
Happy Christmas. What you drinking today?
I got me a bourbon, and it's called Rebel, and it's a small batch reserve Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Is it in the Bible?
I don't know.
The Bourbon Bible, not.
I don't know, but I'm gonna look.
King James Bible.
Not the King James Bible. This is my King James Bible. It's called the Bourbon Bible. I got it for my birthday. And I'm going to look later on.
Jack Morgan wrote. No, not fucking Jack Morgan.
Jackie Onassis wrote that one. Jack who?
That was my combination of Jack Daniels and Captain Morgan.
Jack Morgan?
I meant did Jack Daniels write this Bible?
The Bible of Bourbon. I don't know. So I'm going to look later on while you're going along.
And see if it's in there?
Yeah, and I'm going to let it
Because you've drank a lot of them that are in there.
I know. I looked at it and I was like, damn, I'm pathetic. I've drank a shitload of bourbon in my life.
That's not pathetic.
Is it?
No, because we're middle-aged.
Oh, yeah. I guess I deserve that. Right?
Like if you were 25, yeah, maybe.
I'm still in high school and I drank all the fucking bourbon in this book.
Knowing we wasn't drinking no sophisticated drinks back then. You know,
Goldschlager.
Yeah, Goldschlager. What was the other one that tasted like that? Aftershock.
And Fireball.
I didn't drink Fireball back then. I didn't even know what Fireball was till 10 years ago.
Nah. So I'm going to check it out.
Your sister started bringing it around. That is her shit.
Yeah, if a woman shows up with Fireball, clutch your pearls.
Every time she's got me to drink it, I have prayed to the porcelain gods.
All of them.
Woo!
All of them. Party all night long, right?
Should probably edit that out.
Not editing that one. When we party like no. So what are you drinking? Tell me all.
Well, I had our delicious. Well, okay. So we tried. You brought home a new Bloody Mary mix. We didn't really like it, so I made mini ones with that one just to see if we liked it. So added it with our Zing Zang regular, and then the new Zing Zang that you brought home that was blazing.
It was hot.
Blazing Zing Zang.
You love that the spiciness and everything.
So much. Plus the plethora of our little pickle juices.
Yes, and that's getting good too.
If this is the first time you're listening to our episode, we have this jar of collected pickled juices, which ranges from pickles, jalapenos, banana peppers. What else is in there? Pepperoncinis. Olive.
It's becoming okay. Like, people make bread that they were using that 2,000-year-old yeast. Our pickle sauce that we put in our Bloody Mary mix is going to be iconic like that.
Yes.
Be like, make sure you use the special pickle juice. Like
what was the boil? The boil. I don't know why I said Doyle. Boil from fucking
the yeast,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
that was old as shit. Yeah. What was
Boyle
it called?
Family Sourdough Starter.
Sourdough starter. It's going to be like that. Our great grandparents are going to be like
this
our
jar of this.
Not great grandparents. Our great grandchildren are going to be grabbing
It's our grandparents' phenomenal pickle juice.
Yeah, the Genzi juice
from 2024, and this like 2387.
And it's this crusty old bottle.
You can only put a drop.
Just one. And it makes it the Bloody Marys. Like,
they've been adding juices for Betty.
All the juices.
Why did I go British? I always go British.
I don't know.
It's in my roots.
It makes it sound more sophisticated.
Anyway, so we had the Bloody Mary, and then I had a tangerine White Claw, which is cold outside, so that outside fridge is extra cold, and they are nice and crispy. But now I'm on to a blackberry.
Bam balam.
Blackberry, bam balam balam.
Yeah, and I'm backing with a claw too because I have to drink all these freaking ones you don't like. So I back with the ones you don't like.
The rejected mangoes.
Rejection.
But like I said, it is good mixed with a peach. I will drink it that way. Yeah. If that's my last resort.
And it's the holiday season.
This is my last resort.
Flippity floop and blippity blop. And I'm going to drink all the shit that she put on the top shelf.
And like my tummy is so full of liquid. It's like sloshy.
And I love your show. How.
Yeah, I got a little Santa panda on here.
So
I've had this thing forever.
I broke out a sweater. It was sweater weather.
Yeah, sweater weather.
And we had a fire in our little fireplace today.
Yeah, I got that sweater from the recommendation of Bailey Sarian, Queen Bailey from Murder, Makeup, and Mystery. Mm-hmm.
Mine?
Yeah, I bought that. Well, it was her recommendation. I think it's wickedclothing.com.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
It was expensive.
Really?
Yeah, it's to describe it for you guys, it is a skeleton in a Santa suit on a skeleton reindeer.
That's very cool.
Packages, yes.
It's very cool.
I think it was Wicked Clothing. I got like 2 of them for you. One's Halloween and one's Christmas.
If you're like Nightmare Before Christmas and Tim Burton decided to blaze up Santa while he was on his way back from trying to save Christmas. It's like a mix of
Tim Burton and whoever created what's that fucking Ghost Rider? It looks like Ghost Rider a little
Ghost
bit.
Rider-ish, yeah. Love it. I love it. So I want to know what Lindsay's fixing to get off into here because I don't know.
Well, you want to cue the intro?
No, I don't want to yet. I just wanted to know.
Cue the intro and I'll tell you.
So if I cue the intro, then I'll
let you know.
I want to know. So here we go, guys. Happy Christmas.
This will come out. We're going to put this out on Christmas morning so you can listen while you're cooking your Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Or ordering from DoorDash or commuting to a family member's house.
Yeah. Let us know about your debacles and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that good stuff. Here we go. So like I said, Lindsay, I want to know what kind of Christmas debacle thing you have going on here.
Well, first I want to, we're rewatching Dexter.
Yes, we have been.
And our little town was mentioned in season 7, episode 5. And this season actually features, oh God, I had to pull up her name, Yvonne Strahovski. I think that's how you say it, which is our favorite woman that we love to hate on The Handmaid's Tale also.
Oh, Serena
Joy.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Serena.
But she's also in this season, and it's one of my favorite seasons, and I couldn't wait for it to come up so I can be like, Jesse, look.
Well, you know, when she popped up, like we watched this really late. Like she gets off of work and I'm half awake, and she's like, "Who's that?" What did I say? I said something stupid.
You said Laura Cleary.
I was like, "Is that?"
I mean, which kind of made sense when you first look at her. Because when we see her in Handmaid's Tale, there's no makeup on because she's Serena Joy, and they're in Gilead. And they only wear makeup.
Fuck, he slapped me. That's fucking Serena. I was like, oh, yeah. She does look good with the makeup on. She's a whole different like vibe too. Like
she plays Hannah McKay, who went on a killing spree with her boyfriend at a young age, and she got immunity for telling the police about all her boyfriend's murders, and she's out free. But there's a plot twist because she's still kind of a murderous bitch. But yeah, like their killing spree started in Alabama and went on down to where they're at now, which is in Miami. And Lake City was mentioned. And
so what
they shot and killed somebody in
Lake City. So and
it was a gas station attendant.
Well, I think that was probably the idea to write that in because in 2008. There was a woman that was murdered at a gas station. Her name was Linda Raulerson. And yeah, she was just working at a gas station and a guy showed up in the 5 Points area, Lake City.
Yeah, that's where I went to school. You and I both went to school there.
Yeah, we both went to school in 5 Points area of Lake City. And yeah, blasted her and got back on the road and dipped out. That was in 2008 in July.
And you said it was unsolved, right?
Unsolved, yeah.
That's fun.
I kind of noticed some of that because right before we started doing all of this podcast stuff.
And she was a Raulerson. I know a lot of Raulersons.
Yeah, that's a big name here in our town. Yeah. And I looked, I was like, I want to check out something that nobody's actually solved. But when you start looking into unsolved things, you get like 3 lines of stuff. That's it.
Well, there's a lot of stories that are unsolved.
Yeah. But most of the ones in our town.
You got to, in our town, yeah.
The good old boy town.
Yeah, because most of the shit in our town gets swept under that big old dusty road.
There's a lot of knots under the rug here. Yeah. But it was really cool because it triggered the whole like Lake City, holy shit. There was a chick that died right around that same time in a gas station. I guess he just showed up there and blasted her and dipped out, took some money, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
It doesn't really. You couldn't find shit.
No, he left in a
Sometimes you have to go deep into Google to find. I have to go deep into Google for some of our cases.
Around 6 foot tall.
You got to look up. You got to read all the newspaper articles from all over. The Gainesville Sun actually writes a lot of better articles for shit that happens in our town than our own newspaper does.
Here's the twist. Linda was only like a few months away from retiring.
Oh,
Can you imagine working your whole life like, and you just, I'm fixing to retire. I just can't wait. Just got a couple months to go.
Like the Andersons.
Clock, clock, clock. Right there at the gas station.
Like the Andersons that we just talked about in last week's episode.
So I'm going to retire early and I'm going to hide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't announce.
Yeah.
I won't tell anybody that we're retired.
We'll tell everybody we're retiring like 2 years from then and then just retire. Get the fuck away.
Like we're retiring in 10 years and then be retired. Like
we're going into hiding like tomorrow, but we're going to tell everybody we're going to retire in 10 years. Yeah.
I'm going to go find a private island. But today we are going to California and we're going to be talking about Bruce the Douche.
Bruce the Douche?
Yes. Are you ready? I'm going to get started.
What's the show where they talk about the douche? This is
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. The douche.
Crazy Ira and the Douche.
The douche.
Yes. That was their radio station there.
Yeah, I can't. I want to go look. I want to go listen to some more of that. There's so much cool content right there that we can just go over, and that'd just be so amazing.
Absolutely. Bruce Jeffrey Pardo was born on March 23rd, 1963 in L.A. L.A. The tacos are always better in L.A. That's from Letterkenny. Watch it. Not sure what season or what episode, but it's a good one. Just look up LA.
I love it.
Letterkenny is
Canadian comedy.
Great. Oh, it's the best.
Is a different.
Jared Keeso is an absolute genius. He plays Wayne on the show. He was the son of an engineer, and the apple didn't fall too far from the tree because Bruce showed early signs of being amazing with math and became an engineer himself. He attended and graduated from the John H. Francis Polytechnic High School in Sun Valley and then California State University, Northridge. He was a big, loud goofball who liked to be the center of attention. The kind of dude who carried a blow-up doll across the stage as he graduated. He was your typical
party guy.
Yeah.
Party guy in California.
So he went on to get a job at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in La Canada, I think, Flint Tride, California. La Canada, Flint Tride, California. I think that's correct. Now, Bruce had a brilliant mind, but his work ethic was shit. I mean, just a waste of fucking a good brain. He would use his brilliance to do shit like hack the work system to see what his coworkers were making.
Oh, college was a joke. He was just way above that, right?
Yeah. So while working there, he did have a relationship with a woman either named, I've heard all three, Delilah, Delia, or Delia.
Let's go with Delilah.
Oh, it's Christmas time, and I want to hear all of your Christmas love problems. Give us a call at Delilah.
This is Jesse, and I got all kind of problems here. All these kids coming over and hanging out.
But I want to dedicate this song to them called "Simply Have It."
Oh God!
All right, enough. We'll get sued.
All right. Okay. Whatever, yeah. The Beatles, they want all the money.
Paul McCartney, don't come for us. We love you. We just don't like that song. Okay, so they got engaged, Bruce and Delilah. We'll go with Delilah. In 1988, and somehow he talked her into dipping into her own savings to pay for the wedding.
What a beautiful wedding.
What a beautiful wedding, says the bridesmaid to the waiter.
We were listening to that earlier.
Yes.
It was like shower time with Panic.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, go.
Okay, so he talked her into dipping into her savings to pay for the wedding at the San Fernando Mission, which I heard was really expensive. Like two other podcasters that I listened to that are a couple, they were planning their wedding at the time they recorded that episode at the same place. And they only had 100 guests, and they said it was outrageous. And they were having 250.
Oh, a big one.
Bruce and Delilah.
Do they come from old money? Like they had.
I'm not sure. I think she just worked hard and saved her money, which a lot of women do because sometimes they're more responsible. And sometimes men are more responsible. It just depends.
Yeah.
In this situation, Bruce was not, and she was.
Oh, she had it. Cool.
Even though Bruce had a very high-paying job and lived at home with his mother. But Delilah had to pay. Anyway, so they were going to have this wedding at the San Fernando Mission and a honeymoon in Tahiti. Like I said, the guest list was like 250 people.
That's like a $30,000 adventure.
At least.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Bruce had a well-paying job. He still lived at home, but for some reason, he talked her into paying for everything, and I don't know why. Ladies, don't do that. Make it at least 50-50.
This bourbon is good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. The wedding was set for June 15th, 1989. Now, I don't understand this. Why have June weddings in hot climates? Like California and Florida.
You know, that's like wedding season, though. Everybody wants to sweat their ass off.
It's fuck. Now, if you're up in the northern states or even Canada, I can understand it because it's probably beautiful weather.
Yeah.
But down here and over there,
you're dying.
No.
You're dying.
No, we had ours in March, and that was nice. It was a nice day.
So where geographically in California, you said, I mean, is that Southern California?
I'm going to get there.
Yeah, Northern California, it does get, I mean, it's...
Well, we're in West Covina.
West Covina?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's near L.A.
It's
hot.
Near L.A.
Yeah,
it's hot, yeah.
So, or it's closer to L.A. than it is to Northern California.
Yeah, they're southern to central. Okay.
So, Delia,
it's
whoever.
Delilah.
Yeah. There's not a lot about her because she took herself out of this situation, and you'll see why later. But anyway, so we'll go with Delilah again. She was getting ready for her big day, and Bruce the douche never shows up.
The douche. $30,000 endeavor and Delilah.
And nobody heard from him.
Stuck at the altar.
Nobody heard from him for weeks.
Cold ass feet.
And he withdrew the remaining $3,000 from her savings, and partied it up in Palm Springs. Could you fucking imagine?
So he came to Florida and partied up.
Palm Springs is in California.
Oh, Palm Springs, California.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
We've got Palm Bay here.
That's right. We did one on Palm Bay.
We've got West Palm. And then,
isn't there Palm Springs in Florida?
Shit, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Told you.
Okay. This is in Palm Springs, California. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. But that would have been
now
cool.
You got me second guessing my research here.
Anyhow, we're sticking to California. $33,000. He has just jacked it.
And he took all her money.
That's just
all her money.
My perception.
Of course, the relationship ended. Yeah. And Bruce would go on to live the batch life and was very immature for many, many years. So later on in 2001, he was around 39 at this point, and he meets Elena Luciano, and they start a relationship, move in together, and have a child named Bruce Matthews. I've heard just Matthew, and then I've heard Bruce Matthews, but we'll just go with Matthew, because that was most of the research I did. It just said Matthew. On New Year's, I think in 2002, Matthew was 13 months old, and Bruce was supposed to be watching him while Elena went out for a while. I think she was like grocery shopping. So while old Brucey was watching TV, Matthew wandered off to the pool, fell in, and drowned.
What?
Elena comes home to find Bruce screaming and crying and trying to resuscitate the baby. The ambulance arrives, and the boy does survive, and Bruce does sit by his side day after day in the hospital, as he should.
Yeah.
But little Matthew suffered from severe brain damage, which left him paraplegic. And this is the time that Bruce checks the fuck out. Done. Wash his hands of Elena and Matthew.
Douche is out.
Douche is right out.
Douche is wild.
So Elena does sue Bruce for medical bills and ultimately gets awarded $100,000, which was set up as a trust for Matthew. Now, this was through his own homeowner's insurance. I mean, yeah, that still comes out of your pocket, but it was, it's different. Like your rates go up, but it didn't come directly out of his pocket.
Right. They'll want the money back somewhat.
Yes. Yeah. Now, when Bruce was around 41 in 2004, he was still single after he abandoned his family. And a coworker offered to introduce him to his wife's sister, Sylvia Orza, who was a divorcee with 3 kids. Her first husband had actually been killed in a car accident, and she had 2 kids with him. And then the second husband, whom she was divorced from, she shared a daughter with. The older two were grown at this point, and so the only one that lived with her was her little 4-year-old.
Okay.
So
Douche came in.
Douche came in. So Sylvia was down to earth, independent, and had a really large, tight-knit family, the Ortegas. Sylvia and Bruce went on a date and hit it off. And just 2 years later, in January of 2006, they were married.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah. They bought a beautiful home in the neighborhood of Montrose. Like I said, Sylvia had 2 grown kids. So the 4-year-old was the only one that moved in with him.
Right.
And then they adopted a dog named Saki.
I hope they didn't have a pool.
Well, for a while, everything was great. They made friends in the area. They attended the local Catholic church where Bruce was an usher. And Bruce really felt like he was part of the big Ortega family. But after the honeymoon phase wore off, some things started coming to light.
Ortega.
Yes.
Is so familiar to me.
It's the taco company.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they owned, but Ortega Tacos.
Jenna Ortega too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Jenna Ortega, that's our girl from Wednesday, from the new Beetlejuice. Yeah. Silas is obsessed with her.
Yeah. I was just hoping that this doesn't tie into that. Right? All right.
No. So they were fighting about money, mostly because Bruce refused to open a joint account with Sylvia for whatever reason. Sylvia had grown close to Nancy, Bruce's mom, and it was revealed that Bruce had a child that he didn't have anything to do with.
Oh, the dirt.
Yeah, Sylvia knew nothing about little Matthew.
The douche.
Or the ex-wife.
The douche dirt.
And that he had let the child drown, and now that child was disabled.
Oh, she got all of that. Okay.
Yes. So this conversation happened in late 2007. So it had been about 6 years since Bruce had seen his child. And it also came to light that Bruce was still claiming his abandoned child for tax benefits.
That's why she didn't get to see the account. Douchey. Hello, douchey.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at?
So Sylvia was obviously flabbergasted and realized she really didn't know Bruce at all.
No, that's a lot of dirt.
Yeah, and I mean, good on his mother for being honest. Be like, yeah, that's my son, but he is in fact
spilled the beans,
a douche.
and that's good. Like, yeah, douche has got some dirt up in it.
Sorry, I had to take a sip to lubricate the vocals.
Lubrication.
Yes. So in March of 2008, the couple would separate, but Sylvia kindly asked if Bruce would allow her and her daughter to stay there until her daughter's kindergarten year was complete. Now, Bruce agreed, but then one day, while they were at a birthday party, Bruce threw all her and her daughter's shit out into the driveway.
Douche done showed out, showing his true ass colors. Threw the shit out.
So he threw everything out and obviously kicking them out. So Sylvia filed for divorce and moved in with her sister.
Run, girl, run.
Now, 1 month later, Bruce actually tried to reconcile, but Sylvia was having none of it. Good job, girl. Kind of. And Bruce had really shown who he was, and she didn't like it. She was done. Around the same time, Bruce up and quits his job at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and starts a new job at ITT Radar System, still making absolute bank.
So he was just, his shit don't stink. He's
not at
untouchable.
all. Yeah,
like complete.
Like a lot of research that said he had the nicest shit, a few cars, a boat, nice home,
completely smart, intelligent, just got all of his shit together, but
he only cares about
nothing
himself.
Yeah.
That's it.
See, I don't have that. Like, people that have that, and you're looking back like, this dude is just completely amazing, but there's a lot of dirt on a lot of folks that you look up to, and you're just like, they have it all together. They got all this.
Oh, I've been crushed by so many people that I thought were great. Finding out who they really
show
were
up
over the
and
years.
Bam.
Like, oh, God.
Dirt.
Yes.
Douche dirt everywhere.
So his average income was around 122 grand a year. And Sylvia's was only about 30.
For the 80s, that's amazing.
This was 2000s.
Oh, this
the 80s is when we started our story, when he married Delia.
Sorry, I'm
Delilah.
I was looking at my Bible.
At first, he wanted Sylvia to pay him spousal support. What the fuck? But of course, that was denied, and he was ordered to pay her $1,700 a month. He made more than triple, almost quadruple what she made.
Right. So his cockiness and intelligence and everything is the epitome of the privilege that we don't understand. Mm-mm. Especially being a Caucasian too. I'm sure like he was just like basking in the doucheness of Doucheville.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, with a name like Pardo, he might not have been completely Caucasian. I didn't see what his nationality was, but obviously his wife's family was Hispanic. Like I said, he wanted Sylvia to pay, but he was ordered to pay her $1,700 a month in child support starting in June of 2008. The first check he sent, it bounced. And then the second, he just put a stop payment on it and then never sent any more.
Doucheville.
And also in June of that same year, he started a gun collection.
Doucheville is going psycho. Go ahead. Sorry.
So he started buying one a month until November because in California, that's the process. That's the law. You can only get one a month. Now, Google says 4 of them were 9mm Sig Sauer. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Sig Sauer. Yeah.
Sig Sauer semi-automatic handguns. In September 2008, he ordered a custom Santa Claus outfit with extra room and pockets.
Lindsay.
From Jerry's Costumes.
Lindsay. What the fuck?
In October... Don't laugh.
I am refraining from saying this, but refraining. I'm holding back the overflow of doucheville right now because
I know
I did not say I was going to say this, but I'm excited.
No. Okay. So in October, he goes to visit a friend in Iowa that he had known since high school. While he's there, he purchases 16 handgun magazines.
What the actual fuck?
That had 18 bullets each. 16 times 18. It's a lot of bullets, right?
Well, yeah, you're getting strapped.
Yeah.
The douche is strapped.
On December 18th, 2008.
With his 18 bullets. Times 18 guns.
Yeah.
Times 18 6 hours.
Boy, sir. Okay. Yeah. Sylvia and Bruce go to divorce court for the dissolution of their marriage, and everything was finalized. He was awarded the house, and she got the dog, Saki, but he was ordered to pay her a lump sum of $10,000.
How does he get the fucking house?
He made more money, I guess. Maybe the mortgage on it was too much for her income to afford.
But he was the...
You know they go into all that. They itemize and all that shit.
Why the fuck does the douche get all the good shit?
I know.
That's usually what comes out that's nasty.
I mean, like I said, there was no joint anything, so probably everything was in his name. And
douche world.
At $30,000 a year versus $122,000 a year, he could probably afford this home. It was a very nice, lavish home.
If I was a judge, I'd have made him sell all that shit.
That's what I would. If I was a judge, I'd have been like, sell it, liquidate it, split it.
Yeah, especially, I mean,
that way she can go buy her
judge would
home.
be like, well, this guy doesn't even take care of the kid that he just neglected to begin with.
Exactly. So it must be known that in the divorce proceedings, Bruce's mom was on Sylvia's side of the courtroom.
She should have been.
Yes, because, I mean, she was very close with the Ortegas. They considered her a part of their family as well. Like, these were wonderful people.
Yeah. And who wants to support Richard, Bruce, douche,
Why Richard?
I'm trying to put all dickhead,
Bruce,
douche, all them. Who wants to support that? He just, left his kid, doesn't even care about he neglected his kid.
It was his fault.
Paralysis.
It was his motherfucking fault.
And his kid's still alive, and he don't have nothing to do with it.
But he was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Oh, let me get out right now.
Dude, I'd have been like, that's my buddy, dude. I'm going to do everything I can with this kid. Like,
that's what a normal, unselfish father would do.
It would have made you and I closer because I would have felt so shitty.
And how does that not eat you up for the rest of your life?
People can drown children can drown within a couple of minutes. You just turn your back.
Well, we learned that from all those little people that would come to talk to you in class. You can drown in a tablespoon of water.
Right.
It's insane.
You look over and your kid, all of a sudden, boom, That
was always my biggest fear.
But his ex-wife, had showed up and she was resuscitating him, is what you said. Not him.
No, he was. Okay. He was a mess. He was great father up until until the day he found out his kid was brain damaged and was going to be a paraplegic.
Left one at the altar.
Mm-hmm. Abandoned
neglected a kid. Left another.
Now just threw out the third one with her daughter.
The third
she
one
couldn't even finish kindergarten in the same school she'd been in all year.
Wow.
Yeah, just started kindergarten.
Douche.
So,
douche. 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 Douche.
All right, you're overkilling the douche.
Sorry.
So after the divorce, Sylvia moves in with her parents, Joseph and Alicia Ortega, at 1129 East Knollcrest Drive in West Covina. Crazy ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
West Covina.
And when I said, like, I wish Delilah was still her part of that.
And if you haven't watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, it's amazing. It is a musical, but the plot is fantastic.
I vaguely remember that. But
it's got everything. Yes, it's great.
It's a good bourbon. Sorry.
So on Christmas Eve, 2008, this is where it's getting heavy, y'all. Trigger warnings.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Pearls are clutched.
Yes. The family is having their annual get-together, and there are a lot of family members. It's a huge family. And neighbors. There was like 28 to 30 people. So Joseph, who was 80, and Alicia, who was 70, had been married for 53 years and had moved to Cali from Mexico after starting their own business. They were a love at first sight situation. And
that's beautiful.
It lasted. They made it work 53 years and made an amazing life for themselves.
Beautiful. And a huge family around them for this gathering. Yeah.
So sometime after 11 p.m., and I think it was down to just the family at this point, the adults were playing a game of Texas Hold'em. Some were getting ready to leave with their leftovers, their gifts, all that good stuff. And the kids were out back playing video games. I think it was in a pool house situation. I think some kids were swimming because it's in California and it's fucking hot. 17-year-old Michael Ortega was upstairs playing on the computer. He was the only one upstairs. Then there was a knock at the door. 8-year-old Katrina, she has a very difficult last name. I didn't even try to. So it's just going to be Katrina. She answered the door, and to her absolute delight, Santa was there, carrying a giant present. Santa picked her up in an embrace, and as soon as he put her down, he pulls a gun out and shoots her in the face. Immediately, the family starts panicking, running and diving under tables, and Santa starts shooting wildly. Charles Ortega recognized Santa and said, "It's Bruce," and was shot and killed immediately. Other men in the family who had been shot actually got up and tried to take Bruce down. They put up a big fight.
Listen. I'm sitting here looking at Lindsay right now.
Like he's blank as fuck. All right, so Joseph, Alicia, Sylvia, and 2 more of the daughters were hiding under the dining room table and were killed right there, execution style. Letitia, the mother of Katrina, was able to get out of the house because Katrina actually survived being shot in the face and somehow stumbled out of the home. And Letitia, I'm sure thoughtlessly, just whatever, ran out of the house after her child, and she survived as well.
Somebody get him.
So now, baby, did you not pay attention to how many magazines of fucking bullets he has?
He's just flinging lead everywhere.
Yes.
On Christmas.
Now, after Bruce had shot all of his bullets, all of them, he's gone through all of them by now, he was not finished. The big gift that he had was actually a homemade flamethrower.
What?
Yeah. I will have pictures of all of this.
Lindsay.
Yeah, that. He unwrapped it.
Lindsay.
I know. It's going to get rough. He started setting the home ablaze. Michael, who was upstairs, had actually not been killed by gunshot, but was killed by the fire. Letitia was able to call 911, and oh my God, I heard the call.
So there's...
Yeah. And then neighbors were calling, because this house is going up in flames. There's been gunshots going on for a minute now.
The douche is on the loose.
And there's pictures of the neighborhood. All the houses were kind of close together. So, I mean, the whole fucking neighborhood knew what was going on or heard what was going on. So she was in absolute shock. And, her daughter had been shot. and let them know that Bruce Pardo was the suspect and he was still in the house and she could still hear shooting.
Just slaying.
It took 80 firefighters over an hour to put this fire out. And in the end, 9 members of the Ortega family were dead. Sylvia, Joseph, Alicia, Charles, Sherry Lynn Ortega, James Ortega, Teresa Ortega, Alicia Ortega Ortiz, so there was 2 Alicias in the home, and Michael Ortiz. Most of the bodies were so burned that dental records were required for identification. 2 of the younger kids were shot but survived, and one had jumped from a 2-story window and had broke their ankle, but they did survive. 13 surviving children were left as orphans. 13. Wow. There was a lot of children in that home.
So the whole privilege thing of having intelligence has snapped. And it snapped.
And this was the first sign of violence he had ever shown, ever. Now, like I said, he was immature and selfish. You bet.
But we seen the first sign of selfishness with the wedding that he left. His
what a beautiful wedding.
He left Delilah at the altar, and it all started there.
Yes.
What a story, Lindsay. Goodness gracious.
So Bruce got away before any, I guess, authorities got there and drove off in his rental car. But he was badly burned, and some of his Santa suit was actually melted into his skin. But he does remove that. He drives 40 miles to his brother's house, who was not home, sits on the couch, and shoots himself in the head, completing suicide. His brother arrives home at 3 a.m. to find him. But this was not Bruce's initial plan. He had previously bought tickets to go see that friend in Iowa for Christmas. He had cocaine in his system, I guess to get him all hyped up. But in my experience back in the day, people that I seen on that same substance, they would get paranoid as fuck. Like, I don't know how. I guess it affects everybody differently.
Yeah, I think.
But I don't know how you could go through something like that.
He was hyper focused, and the level of intelligence and everything that he has going on in his head, like he was.
And then everything around him is crashing down. Yeah. Everything. His own mother was selfish, against him. Yeah. And she had every right to be against him.
Ugh, what a cod sack.
He had 17 grand wrapped in plastic around his leg. They had found his rental car a ways down the road from his brother's with all the evidence, plus laptops, maps of Mexico, food, water, ammo. So his intentions were definitely to go on the run. And here's the kicker. He had rigged the costume to the ammo in the car, so when it was removed, the car blew the fuck up. I have pictures of that. So if he got pulled
over or something, it was going to get him.
Well, I guess he had intentions of leaving it there because I'm not done. Okay. Can you imagine, though, the rental car company be like, I
paid my insurance, though.
Like the police being like, we have this car registered and it's a blown up. Yeah. It's no longer here. Bam. So sorry. File your claim.
But I paid the extra for the insurance and the rental car.
And then to let them know that, it was rigged with a Santa suit.
Yeah.
So, and I still can't believe that with 3rd-degree burns all over him, that he was able to rig that shit up before taking his own life. Like, he did that before he chose to go sit down.
He was yayed up.
And put the gun in his mouth.
He's on that white girl.
So at his home, they basically found a bomb factory. Like, he had all the shit everywhere. And they found that he had another rental car staged near his ex, now deceased, wife's attorney's house, and most likely had planned to kill him as well. And his own mother had been invited to the Ortegas to the Christmas party that night.
He was trying to get her
but couldn't make it because she had the flu. The flu saved his mother.
Yeah.
Just like
and she was trying to call him out on his bullshit to begin with. Like, hey girl, let me tell you about him.
Yes.
And
all the remaining family members, they're wonderful. They're wonderful people. They still love her and do not blame her at all.
No, they shouldn't. She was right up front.
So Katrina, who did survive that gunshot to her face, would go on to be an incredible young woman who actively speaks out about gun violence. I saw an interview with her, and she's so beautiful.
Being an advocate for things like that, and then spreading everything.
I'm getting teary-eyed. Oh, because I watched a little interview with her yesterday.
But the thing about all that is there is just so many people that are, especially with intelligence and they have the resources. Don't let them be them. Really make that a public thing. I feel like if you have people around you that are to that level, and I felt like that, and me and Lindsay have looked at each other and we've been like, we need to kind of keep an eye on this person. But usually it's a transitional thing and they'll move out of it. We have our eyes open just to people in general. And we watch people and we talk, we'll have our own little sidebars and our conversations. We've both pointed out people in our lives. I think there's family members that I have that we'll look at each other and be like, let's see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them play out well, but people have stages in their life where they can go into that snap thing. They can go into some kind of crazy psychosis for a little bit, and then they'll come out of it and they'll grow. And so this is like a teaching thing, but with his intelligence and his selfishness and what he's done, and just built all the way up into the point to where he was just going to gather up all this and give it all away because he didn't have his way.
Well, getting more in depth into true crime over the last 10 years, like I've done it my whole life. My introduction to it was Unsolved Mysteries. That's when we were kids. What was the other show? Rescue 911.
Yeah.
And then later on, when I got cable, Lifetime movie, well, that was like my jam. I watch shows all the time. And a lot of those are based on true stories. But then the last 10 years of really listening to people who are, well-researched cases and talk about them, it has really opened my eyes to the mental health stigma and how it's just so ignored. And it's, and a lot of times it's not even people's fault because they'll hold it in. You don't see the signs.
Right.
A lot of times,
but we're big vibe people. Like we can feel like they're holding it. I am a big
vibe person.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we feel like they're holding something in, or, you and I, like I'll kind of just elbow you and we'll kind of do like this little side conversation in the middle of whatever group and family gathering or whatever. And I keep saying family because I've pointed that out to you a few times. We're kind of closed circle. We don't really venture out. I do shows. We'll hang out. We got our friends and everything.
We have a large metal family, but we only see them a few times a year.
But like, if I'm kind of over here talking to Lindsay on the side, I'm just like, let's keep an eye out for this person. But every time they've moded through that, they've gone through. But it's good to
keep watch over it and to be aware.
To keep watch over it. And that would be, honestly, that would be the person that we're going to watch for a little while. You watch those signs and those vibes, and we really.
And one that we were really worried about. They are absolutely thriving now and doing a really good job. Have a great relationship, going out and seeing the world, and I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah, and we both.
The one that we were worried about as a teenager.
Yeah. So as far as family goes, really keep an eye out for your family and people around you. And if you have those weird vibes and those weird changes of emotions and where you just like something's not right, focus on that just for a little while, because people move in and out of a bunch of different things in life. You got to watch it just in case it develops into something else. And him buying all those guns and everything else.
But he did all that secretly. Nobody knew he was doing that except for his one friend. But he may have just been a douche himself and was like, whatever, bro, she's taking you to the cleaners, man. Their divorce was very public. And it was very humiliating for him. So
I feel like that was a lot of keeping up with the Joneses, too, because everything
on
you
his
talked
part,
about, it was just lavish. They have this money. They're trying to show.
He did. She didn't.
Yeah.
She was actually just a down-to-earth, laid-back chick. Sylvia was. She just wanted a home for her and her child.
That's just.
She was raised by a very good family, and that wasn't a big deal to her.
Slap
her
it
family
on everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about it. Even the last.
Her family had money, and they were humble, so that's what she was raised with.
The last one you talked about too, like so many innocent people over nothing and just selfishness.
That last
just
one was
the same
over rent and $40,000.
Selfish ass fucking people. And this guy here, he's just like, I own the world. I can do whatever I want to and get away with it. Didn't work out for you there, flamethrower. Douche.
Yeah. So now Letitia did have a hard time when Katrina was younger, explaining to her that was not the real Santa. She was 8 years old. So that's still...
And she had to survive that and still come to...
And she's, Alex, I've seen a video of her. She's so beautiful. You can't tell that happened to her at all.
I went to school with like a woman, she was my age, of course. So we were children growing up together, and she had burned up, and she was just, and I was always real good friends with her. So that really hits home to me right now.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And then Todd, one of my best friends, his family had burned up, and it was just like, oh, Lindsay, why you hit me like this? It's the bourbon.
I'm sorry.
Maybe.
But, she had to let her know that was not the real Santa. That was just evil Uncle Bruce.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this entire family has struggled with Christmas for a long time, but it is my understanding that they use this time to remember their loved ones, and they show support to other families who go through similar tragedies. Letitia still runs a blog called Letitia's Hope. When all this happened, thousands came to hold a vigil for the family and gathered teddy bears and flowers around the burned home.
That is so sweet. You went off into your side notes.
Yeah, I had to get in my side notes because after I sent you my copy of my script, I was like, shit, I forgot this. So I was like, I'll just write it down.
Yeah. That's really, that's precious that they go through the hardships and everything of just an asshole ass dude.
And they're still a good family. None of them became bitter and
the survivors got stronger.
Yes.
And, God.
And,
hardships do make you stronger though.
Yep.
They really do. An asshole ass dudes. I'm glad that he didn't make it. I'm not trying to say, there was a lot of mental things going on there, and it happened nobody's perspective. I mean, they just seen this intelligent guy that was just kicking ass from my point of view.
The coworker would have never introduced him to this lovely woman if he had known that there was anything like that.
No, they thought he was a stand-up dude and didn't know the dirt on the. I'm not going to say it again on the Bruce,
but because that is the close of our story of Bruce the Douche. But there are a lot of articles on, I think there was an LA Times one about the Ortega family and how amazing they are. And they need all.
They overcame. Yeah.
They need all the recognition.
Kudos yes. to the Ortega family. Kudos to Lindsay's story.
Thank you. And it just breaks my heart that these people who had fell in love in Mexico and come over here and made this wonderful life and had this wonderful family with their yearly traditions.
Surely Americana, like real American shit.
They came over here and achieved the supposed American dream.
Yeah.
And they made an amazing, thriving, successful life and family, all to just be ruined by some guy who was pissed off about having to pay his ex-wife some money.
Yeah.
Then don't get fucking married. You know what I mean? Don't get married.
If you're
don't
not,
go into a marriage.
That person, just don't dive
Don't
into
abandon your child who is a paraplegic because of you.
The first point.
Yes.
Yes, girl. I mean, but I'm also thumbing through my book again.
He's back in the Bible, guys.
I don't see it, dude. I don't see this one. I don't see the Rebel.
Well, here, I'll look for you while you talk about what band we're going to feature.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thumb through on Rebel Bourbon from Kentucky. And I want to talk about this group because I got to play with this group. They are...
Ooh, I'm excited.
Flapping amazing. Flipping, flapping. No douche in this one.
Ooh, this one looks fancy. You should try that one next.
What's it called?
Joseph Mangus Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Joseph Mangus.
And they have a cigar blend also.
Oh, nice. Like a bourbon cigar. That would be very cool. I want to talk about Red Calling, Lindsay.
Oh, I love the Red Calling.
I heard one of their songs. It came across because we all kind of play together. They're based out of Tampa, but two of them are actually in South America, from South America. Red Calling.
Wow.
And I
didn't know that about them.
Yeah, two of them. Well, you remember when we were playing in Orlando and they came up and they were in our little circle when we did the Women Who Rock thing? And she came up and her husband had come up and they were both like Colombian, I think.
Okay.
So we had the Latina from...
I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I'm pretty I'm pretty
You're
drunk.
pretty buzzed. I'm pretty
drunk.
buzzed.
I do amazing at the merch table, though. You would never know that I was
at the shows.
At that time, I was usually about 3 Long Islands.
Band mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I no longer do the Long Islands. I'm scared of them now because I had a hospital visit.
Red Calling though was just phenomenal.
You're a grand old dad. You're a sorry. That's the name of this bourbon.
I really enjoyed playing with this group.
Yes, and we played with them a few times.
Yeah, and I keep saying their name because I want everybody to know them.
Red Calling.
A really phenomenal, cool ass group. And we had such a cool time. We had
there's a tomfoolery
bourbon.
She's
thumbing through
awesome.
now, and I'm not even paying attention to what I'm supposed to be talking about.
Red Calling. What are we hearing from them today?
You know what song I'm going to play? My favorite from them. And it's relevant. I just hit them up and told them we're going to play them on our podcast.
Which I will link in our Instagram stories.
Yeah, check them out. We're dipping away from Curtain Call Records, but these guys should be famous just as well. They're phenomenal. And phenomenal. I hang out with so many cool bands, and I need to get back to hanging out with so many cool bands. Oh, here's that
Top Shelf Wild Turkey. That wasn't the shit that we was drinking.
Yeah, the highfalutin kicking chicken. Yeah, you got to spend about $300.
Ooh, there's a few of them. Okay.
Yeah, it gets.
There's an 81 proof, a Wild Turkey rare breed.
Yeah. But yes, I've talked about them enough, and I think we just need to go ahead and play them because they deserve the recognition. So check these guys out. This is Red Calling, and I'll tell Lindsay the name of the song afterwards.
Okay.
Because this is my favorite jam of them, and I'm excited. So here we go. so amazing.
That was great.
I love red calling. I really do.
And I found your bourbon in the Bible.
You did.
But it was previously named Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Rebel. They relabeled, I guess, maybe.
But that's it. It's the same bottle. It's everything. And it's the small batch.
Yeah.
Reserved. Yes.
It's good. It's good.
Small batch reserved. Kentucky straight.
And this
bourbon
band
whiskey.
was good. This band they deserve all the recognition. Check out them on YouTube because that music video is amazing. That's what I fell in love with. This chick just comes up and just slays it.
I love her voice.
Yeah, and the guitar player is her husband, I think. Well, they're always together, so I think there's, yeah. I don't know enough about it.
Well, you thought Jack White and Meg White were brother and sister, so.
Anyhow, they're from Central America, South America. They're not originally from Tampa, but they kill it. It's a really cool band.
Yeah, they do. I've always enjoyed their sets.
I want to play with them again. I want to be
Absolutely.
When I get my shit back together, I want to play with you guys a million more times. And you're going to play just that one song.
Any good screamers with good melodic tones, hit Jesse up. He needs a singer.
Yeah. I'm just using your podcast to find singers now.
That's okay. As long as I can get this shit that I listen to all the time off my brain and into yours. And you plug bands. That was my idea. I wanted to do it. This is a great story. I've been wanting to do that for some years. Find an outlet.
Tell us what you think about it, right? I want to know what our fans think about it. We just picked up Germany. That was really cool.
We got another Canadian, right?
Yeah, eh?
Shout out Canada.
You know, in the song that they played, it sticks in my head when she's all like, "Take a breath."
I love her voice. Now you've got me. I'm like reading this Bible myself, and I'm like,
Lindsay's over there. I'm still basking in red calling, and she is
I want to make a mint
Bible.
julep.
I want a mint julep. You know, we have some mint out there.
We
Look
do.
at that.
We have mint in our Gordon.
We're going to do a mint julep.
Ooh, the Manhattan. I've always heard of these and never tried it.
Yeah, baby. I was doing the Manhattans the last few months. I've been doing Manhattans.
You have?
Yeah. That comes pre-mixed. I got it over there. See that?
Oh, okay,
okay.
Those are I was going to say, I have not bought you any cherries.
Well,
How are you making a Manhattan?
Well, I don't put cherries in it because I'm cheap.
Well, you need cherries.
We got cherries.
To take away the
gout.
The possibility of gout, which you have suffered from a couple of times.
check them out. Let us know what you think about the pod, the music,
Yes.
drinkaboutSomething.site.
Absolutely.
And we're having such a fabulous time. I have, honestly, since I started sipping on this, and I haven't even finished it, because this is like over 100 proof. So
we gotta wrap presents, sir. We gotta go off and just go be Santa for the next 2 hours.
I'm gonna be bourbon bound on wrapping presents.
Meatloaf with some mushroom gravy and watch some Christmas movies, and then go to work for a couple of days and prepare for our Christmas endeavors.
We're playing this because this is Christmas.
This will come out on Christmas, but today are recording and we have Christmas shit to do. So, just in case I'm not able to pull it off next week, we may have to take a break. I'm going to try to get together a minisode for us to have out. A minisode.
You did say that.
Yes, I'm going to try my hardest. I think I can pull it off.
You're fired up. You're going to do it.
I think I can pull it off. About our hometown cult.
Oh yeah. Yes. You were mentioning that, and you know somebody, and I probably know some people too, because it's all right here.
Well, I reached out to them and they have not got back with me, so I'm not going to count on that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the facts that I can find. And then we will talk about just our experiences growing up around it and all the myths and shit that we heard.
And I have some cool OG twist.
And then I found an amazing article from the Gainesville Sun that I want to read to you guys. It's not boring, I promise.
And I came from a little background from the cult leader. So that's kind of cool. Like where he lived.
And just in case I can't pull it off.
We're not going to say anything.
It will be our next episode, but I don't know. We may have to take a break.
So we're going to do a cult special. Our next episode is definitely going to be a cult special. Whether it comes out on Friday,
we're going to see what we can do
after Christmas.
Yes, y'all just stay tuned.
Yeah,
we'll keep you updated.
We're going to do something about some cult shit, and I'm excited. Right?
Absolutely.
And I know I grew up in Columbia City, where in Columbia City,
this is where
Florida is the home base of the cult thing. So I got some cool stories. I do. And you got some cool stories. You've worked with some people, and you know people that left and were successful.
So successful.
And that's really amazing. They did great things. They didn't dress up in Santa suits.
No.
Wow. Wow.
That was
Lindsay.
rough. I know. I had to choke back tears a couple of times.
You see me clouded up. I look at you.
He looked at me. It was just like, it was like instant tears. Yes. That little emoji with the watery eyes, that was Jesse.
I get like that a lot. I had a coworker that
we were crying this morning over a Christmas cartoon. We are babies. We are absolute babies.
We're just soft.
We also have a son that's going through a breakup, and I'm very emotional with him right now. It was nice to hold my baby, though.
You did. Like and you're always going to be that person. And I go back to my mom, too. I do. A lot of dudes do that, right? If they have a good mom. In some ways, people have problems in life, but they always have
We had our grandbaby, so we're all cuddling.
Yeah.
We're all cuddling.
Oh, yeah. It was a nice morning.
It was.
And we hope you had a great
Christmas
morning with all your family and everything.
Decorated cookies for Santa.
But also, though, if there's any debacles, we want to know about it. Because we're selfish like that. We're douchey like that.
Send us a wholesome story or a drama story. We'll love to read both of them.
Yeah.
If you want them read on the air, send us that email or Gmail. Go to drinkaboutSomething.site, where you can click on our Instagram and follow us and see pictures from this case. And send us a Gmail about your stories. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys right after this.
We'll see. To be continued.
I think it'll be Friday.
Or to be announced.
I think it'll be the Friday after Christmas. So we're gonna release this on Christmas Day, and I'm gonna put
the Friday after New Year's. Yeah,
you're wanting to do the Friday after New Year's. Oh, we definitely got that, girl. Friday after New Year's.
Yes.
We will see you guys on there, and we're going to talk about this cult here in Lake City, Florida. Our own little hometown cult.
And then after that, I want to do a little episode because a new biopic came out, and it inspired me. I want to do an episode on the true crime in Johnny Cash's life.
Oh, you're going to do a
I'm going to do Rockabilly Star.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into a heavy hitter after that.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yes.
I keep saying I'm excited.
I have read every single book that is out there about Johnny Cash. His own autobiographies.
I took her to Tennessee.
Yes,
she got to see
his grave. Mm-hmm.
His grave.
And the true crime that was in this man's life was astounding. It's one of the most fascinating reads of my entire life. I'm a bookworm.
But you're going to love this cult stuff, too.
Yeah.
You're going to love this. Before the Cash.
So Colt Cash and then a heavy hitter.
Colt Cash, heavy hitter. Coming up. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys then.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We love you so much. Thank you for listening.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it like you do. Bye.
Okay, bye.